What is going on, you guys? What is going on, you guys? Today I'm gonna bolt both wings on top of each other for double the lift. All right, guys. Today we're doing a wing delete. That's right. A wing delete. Turns out you don't need a wing to fly. We're just gonna use the mass and its own power. These wings, while they are useful, look at all the added mass you have here. You delete that, you should be up and out of the water easily. All right, what is going on today, guys? I know it's been a minute, but today I got a challenge. I'm gonna ride the 250 high aspect wing, and then immediately following that, I'm gonna put the 165 on and see if I'm not garbage. I don't think we need the screws. Alright, first time back on the 165 in over 6 months, and one thing I instantly remembered about this wing is how stable it is when the board is on the water. You don't have nearly the amount of lift as the 250, and I think this is one area that this wing really excels at. When you're first getting used to the board, or in this case I'm getting used to 165 again, it really helps to get the feel for the board when it's not getting jerked all over the place when you're on plane. And again, the 165 not generating as much lift as say the 250 is kind of a downside when it comes to staying up on foil, especially at slower speeds, but it's somewhat helpful when learning to stand up, do touch and goes, and turns due to the added stability. You can see I struggled a little bit at standing up here just because I wasn't quite used to going that fast to plane, because again the 250 planes much sooner and much lower speed, and then I immediately got into just doing touch and goes. I would like to say this was easier than I remembered, but it was a little more difficult because of how twitchy the 165 wing is. This isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's easier to pop the wing up, but it can be a little tougher to keep the wing up unless you have the appropriate speed, which in this case, I hadn't quite dialed up the speed yet, as again, I was just getting used to how the board felt. It's important to note that it can take a couple rides to get used to a wing, especially for less experienced riders like myself, and the goal of this experiment was really just to see how fast I could adjust back to the wing that I started on, and if I could apply what I had learned from the 250 to help my progression with the 165. For this session, I only got as far as getting up on foil for short durations, but I can tell I was going to need a little bit more speed and definitely a stance adjustment. With the 165, I think a narrower stance would have helped a lot because again, it doesn't generate as much lift, so I was having to shift my weight really far back because my front foot was so far forward. With the 250, that works out great because it generates a lot of lift and it actually helps to have the front foot forward to counteract some of that, and then you don't have to lean so much on your front foot. Now with all that being said, let's switch back to the 250. And wouldn't you know it, just like I mentioned before, it can throw you off a little bit when readjusting to a wing. And I am demonstrating that perfectly, as it took me quite a bit more effort to get up on the 250, even though I am extremely comfortable on this wing. Actually, I suck at foiling, and this is an average day on the water for me. No, but fortunately the learning curve was short-lived, and I was able to pop right up on foil and stay up for a duration of this 6 sesh. On another note, the next wing I would love to try is the 170 high aspect, so if you have one of those wings, please hit me up. I would love to demo it, make some videos with it, and just kind of give a comparison between the 165, the 250, and the 170. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please smash, kick, punch the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.